because Christian films have been highly criticized, even by Christians.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you guys make a lot of bad films. And I go, we do. We make a lot of bad films. But you know what? The secular market makes more bad films because there's more of them. So they make more junk than we do. Do they make better stuff? Yes. There's more of them. They have more money. Of course they do. But we're a genre, and it's small, but it's growing. Even if you look over the last decade, you can see the maturity of Christian films in terms of the production values. Most of the production values are there now.
Yep.
And storylines are improving and things like that. Acting. So I think it's a growing genre. And you're talking about too, now, again, we've had some Christian films that people can highly criticize, but they were in the top 10 of all movies.
Yeah.
It was like, now there's a point where if the content and the artistic merit of the film can, now again, it's this whole crossover thing, which I've always, I'm like, if your goal is to cross over, I think that's a bad goal. I think crossover is a bad goal because generally you start thinking like, what are they going to like?
Yeah.
And you can't make a film. Now, this is going to sound counterintuitive. I don't think you can you don't want to start any story by going, what will people like? Like, no one's going to like that story. If that's how you're writing, no one's going to like your story if you're just writing what you think people will like.
Yeah.
You have to find, like, what's a story you're passionate about? And I always encourage people, it's like, whether you're writing a novel or a screenplay, start with a story. Don't start with what do I want to say? Because God's got his own means for getting the gospel out, right? He doesn't need your film to get people saved. I mean, I don't know if Christian filmmakers want to hear that, but that's not the purpose of film. Films are not sermons put to, film. They're not visual sermons. They're not, they're
stories.
They're films. That's a genre. It's a film. So God's got preachers and they'll get people saved. That's how God's always done it. That's his means, for sharing the gospel primarily. Now, can films be conversation pieces and point people? Yes. But if you're making a film as a vehicle for your message, I think that's the wrong way to go about it. Start with a story you care about. And if you're a Christian, your worldview will work out into that story.
Yeah.
So just start with a good story. And again, it's a genre. Now, whether we like it or not, genres come with expectations.
Yeah.
Christian films are a genre. You look at murder mysteries are a genre. And those genres come with expectations that are unspoken. First of all, you've got to have somebody murdered in a murder mystery. So there's got to be a dead body. That's now how creatively you do that is up to you. You can do it in different ways, but that expectation is there. The detective having a face-to-face confrontation with the killer, something like. But there are certain expectations in a genre. Now, the Christian genre is the same way. No matter what kind of Christian film you're making, there are certain expectations from the evangelical audience for that genre, and you've got to hit those points. Now, whether we like that or not, that's the reality. Because some Christian filmmakers will say, and I disagree with them, they'll say, well, just put the values you like in the movie. It doesn't have to be overtly Christian. Like, well, then it's not a Christian genre movie.
Yeah.
That's those movies are for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The Christian audience wants movies that represent their values loudly.
Yeah.
They don't want they don't want to suddenly, they don't want, well, it's Up, but it's written by Christians. Like, well, how do you know that? I mean, how do you know? Maybe Up was written by Christians. I don't know, but it's not a Christian genre movie. That's what I'm saying. If you're writing a movie for the Christian genre, it has to hit these certain points, whether you like it or not. Now, the question is, can you do those points more creatively? Yes, you can. And that's the goal. That's the maturity, I think, of the Christian industry. Now, that was a funny bit. I'd never done that before. That was really hilarious, but I'll have to do that. I'll take that to the stage.
That'll bring the house down right there.
Kill.
It will kill. You will have one of the most socially distant shows of all time.
Try this. It stimulates brain waves.
Thank you. I already feel it working.
Anyway, those are just 10 reasons why Blaze shouldn't be crucified.
You make a compelling case, I must say. And I want to affirm you in that, the same way we affirm Blaze and whatever makes him happy.
I just wish there was something we could do.
You're his parents.
That's right. So you could tell him no.
Obviously, you don't have children.
Not yet. No. We foster a yes environment here. A positive posture toward the universe.
I'm hungry. Anybody want toast?
Sure.
Isn't he a delight?
We didn't teach him that. Offering toast comes from within.
Interesting.
Yeah.